Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Tina C. Hines, life transformation specialist, guiding emotionally wounded women who are on this journey from hurting to healing to happiness. From hurting to healing to happiness. It's amazing when I talk about the hurting to healing to happiness and this journey that many of our sisters are on, or many of our sisters are thinking about being on. And so today I wanted to address a couple of areas that we can focus on, things that make us. So as Facebook starts building its community, as you start clicking the like button and then inviting a couple of people to join us, I am going to get myself prepared in order to make sure we have a phenomenal discussion this morning about what's making us. You know, over the years, it's amazing to have these dialogues with women, but also for me to be able to listen to the words that people are saying to me, my sisters are saying to me, but in the midst of their conversation, there's no plan in place in order to achieve the results. There's no plan in place in order to achieve the results. So basically, we're not setting ourselves up for success, not necessarily saying that we're setting ourselves up for failure, but we're not setting ourselves up for success in a number of areas. So I was sitting here this morning, and preparing for my day, and I started thinking about my sisters. And if you don't know, you're always on my mind. You're always on my mind. I struggle with it, but that's my new norm. That's my new reality. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Areta. Hi, Dana. Good morning. So just give me a second, so I can share this, and I hope that you too will do the same. Excuse me. And I'm going to just share inside of my groups. Okay. And then I just need to share one more place. And it's not letting me do it there. Hi, Sophia. Good morning. Glad to have you all here. Everybody give me a wave. Hey, Tanita. Everybody give me a wave. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're breathing. Let me know you're alive. And, click that wonderful share button and invite some of your phenomenal friends and families and country members and whoever else. I promise. Well, I ain't going to sit here and lie. I was getting ready to say, I promise I won't hurt anybody, but that might be a lie. So I'm not going to say anything. Just let me share this to my page, and then I will be fantastic to get started and get focused. So there we go. Okay, it's shared in all of our groups. It's shared there. Let me post it there in case I miss somebody's comment. So I woke up this morning, and actually it's surprising because normally I don't sleep well when I am away from home. I don't sleep as well as I could, well, except in Anguilla, maybe I do. But I woke up this morning and I started thinking about our lives and what we desire to have in our lives and how we are working towards getting them, or how we talk about what we're going to do in our lives. And it's funny because sometimes I hear the words that are coming out of our mouths, but the action is not always in alignment. The action is not always in alignment. And so when I notice, or when I observe the action not being in alignment, I'm wondering, what is the limitation that we tell ourselves? Why do we not take action? Why do we not do one small thing? Why do we not write it down? Why do we avoid, hi Nicole, why do we avoid writing it down? Why do we avoid talking about it? Why do we avoid actually implementing in order to achieve results? And so there's going to be 3 H's that I'm going to talk about today. And I'm not going to be long because I see my breakfast steaming over here. But there's going to be 3 H's that I'm going to talk about. And I hope you will come along with me on this little mini journey. This morning, we know that Facebook has that wonderful feature that allows you to see what you've done in your past. And this morning, my image was one of my favorite places, Anguilla, British West Indies. And observing those images, it was a time when I was standing not far from my family's property and standing on some stones, strong and tall, and just looking out at the ocean and having this conversation with myself. Hi, Anna. Hi, Joel. Having this conversation with myself of, you're here. You're here. You're standing tall. You're doing the work of your ancestors. Does anyone ever have this dialogue with themselves of you're doing it? And I'm having this dialogue, and I'm in positive emotional experience that I'm having. So you can't see in the image of the tears scrolling down my face. The only thing you could do is you could see me standing strong. And as I'm looking out over the ocean and hearing the sounds of the wave hitting the shore and hitting the rocks, I'm saying to myself, you're doing it. You put a plan into place to the 3 H's: to be healed, to be healthy, to be happy. Somebody write that. Healed, healthy, and happy. You put a plan into place to be healed, healthy, and happy. That's the goal you wanted. That big goal is really happiness. But that's the goal that you wanted. And you're standing here tall, you're doing the work, you've done the work to get to the healing place, that place where many of us struggle with in our lives. But because whatever someone else has said or done to us in the past, we can't heal the way we want to be healed. Hi, Lily. Good morning, Desiree. We can't heal the way we want to be healed because we're still holding on to the past. We still can't. Give us something, Lord. We're holding on to it for dear life. Like it's the next best thing, that if we let go of this emotional pain, our lives are going to be different. Guess what? Your life is going to be different. It is. Your life is going to be different when you choose to let go, when you choose to heal, versus continuing to hurt. Because if you're continuing to hurt, your life is going to be the same. Did somebody hear that? If you continue to hurt, your life is going to remain the same. All the setbacks, all the letdowns, all the feelings of abandonment, all the feelings of lack, if you refuse to heal, somebody share this with somebody, your life is going to remain the same. You're not going to have your stand tall picture of I'm healed, happy, and healthy. You're going to miss it because of some shit that happened 20, 25 years ago. The person who hurt you, you still allowing them to hurt you in your 40s and your 50s. How can something that happened back then you still allow to permeate and hurt you now? How can something back then you still allowing to have impact, control over your life? You're still giving it the keys to your heart. Something back then. But you want change now. You have control over that, my sisters. You have control of if you're going to allow that situation to continue to make you bitter, angry, scared, unfulfilled. You have control over that. But yet and still, you remain stuck. You remain frozen, stillness. You'd be like, if I do this one thing, that means something's going to change in my life. And I'm not prepared for the change, but I'm also not prepared for the pain. And I keep staying here, knowing I want more, knowing I want to be healed. And now I want to be healthy. I need my mind to be healthy. I need my body to be healthy. But for some reason, I shared it in Tiny Love, Desiree. We're not in Tiny Love. This is outside. Everybody can share. Give your sister a word today. Share it. You have a choice. You know, come on, Grandma Jenny. You're giving me too much at one time. I'm an observer. And I observe my sisters. I observe you shifting around, trying to make things happen and getting upset when it doesn't happen. And keep saying something is holding me back, but I don't know what it is. You know what it is. You've always known what it is. But in case you don't know, let me help you. Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I tell you what it is? You know how we may talk about our elders and our parents and saying, you know what? They're so stuck in their ways. They're not going to change. You know how we talk about that? Because I know we say, we're like, ooh, they ain't going to change. They stuck in their ways. You become that person. You're the ambitious, stuck in your ways person. You have the drive, you have the ambition. Some of you, you ain't even talking about you too old to do some stuff. You're not saying that. You're not saying that. Hi, Dee Dee. Hi, June. You're not saying that you're incapable of doing it. You're just stuck in your ways. You want it. You know you can do it because you done already done some phenomenal shit, but you're stuck in your ways. I don't want to do that. That feels a little bit hard. We talk about this a lot. You want what's outside of your comfort zone. You know you're capable of doing it, but you won't do it because you're comfortable, because you're stuck in your ways. You've turned into your parents. Like, really, let's be clear. I mean, my stand tall picture spoke to me this morning. It was like, girl, you did some phenomenal shit. You cried through it. You screamed through it. You went through fighting it. But guess what? You've come out on the top. You've done it. According to you. Because here's the big problem with some people. You keep comparing yourself to everybody else, but you don't know everybody else's challenges. You've heard this before. It's nothing new. You keep comparing yourself to, why am I going to compare myself to Desiree? Oh, I want to be thin, but look at Desiree. She already thin. I ain't going to never be thin like that. I ain't going to never be slim. No, Tina, you're not, because your boobs are just big. But yet still we stay stuck comparing. Forgetting about whatever struggles they had, forgetting about what hurdles they jumped over a couple of times to get there. And we want that life, but we're not willing to take that journey to get that life. I can't tell you the number of times whenever I travel, which really freaks me out and pisses me off at the same time. I think it more so pisses me off. It doesn't freak me out. It pisses me off. Ooh, I want to be like you when I grow up. What do you want to be like? Because shit, I'm still trying to be like me when I grow up. I want to be like you when I grow up. What does that mean? Well, I want to travel. And you trying to tell me you can't travel now? It's not going together. You can't be like me when you grow up. If you're unwilling to get a passport, if you're unwilling to step out of your comfort zone and stop waiting on your friends who are never going to show up, make a plane reservation, make a hotel reservation, and just go. That's what it's going to require you to be a little bit like me. Get your AZZ up and go. You keep waiting on people. You will be waiting on people who are not going anywhere, whether you get on a plane or whether you stay in your house. You keep waiting on people who may not have the same drive as you, who may not be as ambitious as you, but you're going to keep waiting on people. These people who you're waiting for, that is sort of dangling something over you that's impacting your happiness, and you're letting them have the control over your happiness because you're waiting on them. Let me tell you something. At the age of 23, I had the pleasure of going to the Bahamas. Me and 5 of my girlfriends. We're like, we're going to the Bahamas. Yeah, girl, we going. Went. Had an amazing time. 3 months later, I was like, oh, I'm going back again. I went. Came home and said to myself, from this point forward, I'm going away every year. I don't care what I have to do. I am getting a stamp in my passport and going away every year. Because see, for me, traveling within the United States is not vacation for me. It's a trip. There's a difference between a trip and a vacation experience. The US is a trip to me. Stamping my passport, that's vacation and that's experience. It's a different feeling. My international travel friends will understand that. It's a different feeling. If you haven't clicked the share button, click share. So I made the commitment. And every year from the age of 23, it's been 27 years, I have traveled outside the country. The first couple of years, my son did it too, up until he was 19. Because it was a part of my happiness. It was my happy place. What do I say? The beach is my happy place? It was my happy place. Why would I not go to my happy place? Why would I limit my happiness waiting on people? So I made that commitment to myself, and I diligently planned every single year when I was going to go, where I was going to go. I didn't just put the vision in my head. I had to plan how I was going to make the vision come to life. See, many of you, and I'm not knocking it, you're writing vision boards, which is great for some people, but my vision board needs to be real. I don't want other people's crap on my vision board. I don't want your car on my vision board. If I want a new car, I'm going to go to the car dealership. I'm going to ride in that car. I need to feel it. I need to breathe it. I need to know exactly what it is. I need to submerge myself in the seats. I need to get that new car smell. I need to know, is this going to be the right speed for me? Or is this going to be like, I know what I want. I need the experience. I don't want to just talk about it or have it on the board to keep looking at. But some people, we need that visual. My visual was I needed to experience it on my own, not through somebody else's eyes. So when people say to me, I want to be like you, I want to travel, I'm like, you got a passport? Because if you don't have that first, you ain't going nowhere. I can't hear what you're saying to me because you haven't taken the first step in order to be able to get your AZZ out of the damn country. I can drop a trip like that and I could be like, who's coming? And you ain't ready because you still have to get your passport. So really, you don't want to travel internationally. You don't want to fulfill that happiness void that's inside of you. But you talk a good game. It's time to stand tall, ladies. Stand tall and stand in your greatness. And get whatever it is that you desire. You have to begin healing emotionally. And then, yeah, I'm going to talk about your health. I'm going to talk about you. Yeah, I did it with the head nod and the emphasis. I was having a dialogue with one of my sister friends. And I said last night, I said, when you talk about, because we both have been on our own personal journeys. I said, when you talk about, I said, when you started before you started getting healthy, physically healthy, because we done both worked on the emotional, before you start getting physically healthy, was it evident about the people you were surrounded by? She said, no. She said, it didn't become magnified until I started getting healthy. And again, everybody's form of healthiness is according to you. And I said to her, I've worked in environments. When I worked at Johnson & Johnson for 18 years, I was in an area where we focused on health and wellness. I didn't pay it too much mind. I was like, I'm in my 20s. What do I need to worry about all that for? I just didn't think I was going to get to 50. I mean, I knew I was going to turn 50. I was going to get here, but I wasn't a 20-something-year-old ain't concerned about their health. True or true? 20-something-year-old children, they exploring the world, trying to find themselves. 20-something-year-old ain't concerned about their health. They ain't concerned about this. But so I had it then. And then when I worked in the foundation for 11 years, I was surrounded by it even more, focusing on childhood obesity and the epidemic that we have in our country. And still, I was a little bit lackadaisical about it in the beginning, but then alarms started going off. If I had one more ectomy, I was like, girl, you getting old. You getting a little bit old. And so it became evident that we don't take care of ourselves physically either, some of us. So we're not taking care of ourselves emotionally. We're not taking care of ourselves physically. Why are we here? We're here merely to exist, to be number 2 instead of number 1, to put everybody first and place ourselves second. We will rip and run, take our children, significant other, parents to the doctors, and we will reschedule our appointment every chance we get because that job needs us. Nobody can do my job, so I need to be there. I need to show up. Because if I don't show up, they're going to call me and ask me. So it's just easier for me to go in. But I know I need to go get my mammogram, and I know I need to go get my checkup, and I know I need to go get my pap smear. But you know what? I can keep putting that off because tomorrow's going to come, and I can get it done tomorrow. But wait a minute, I forgot I put all these things on my calendar for tomorrow. So I'm going to have to schedule it for next week. Oh, wait a minute, next week I'm taking so-and-so here, and I remember so I'm going to do it next month. Oh, wait a minute, next month I'm going away. So you keep putting yourself second, ladies, when you're supposed to be first. Everyone write the word first in the comments. We talked about your healing. We're talking about your health. And if you're not here, everything you want to do is not going to happen. All the goals you want to achieve will not happen because you didn't work on your emotional health or your physical health. You put everybody before you. And what you fail to realize is this: they need you. So you have to put you first. There's no question about it. My mom got sick, and I had to go take care of her. I put my mom first. She was in the hospital. She's the one who suffered an aneurysm. She's the one who had a tube sticking out of her head, draining the blood off her brain. She's the one who had that. So how dare I be trying to take care of myself when I needed to be concerned about taking care of her? My nose was above water. I was breathing. That was okay because I was breathing. She needed help. And I had to be the daughter and just stand there strong and be there for her and take care of her. I had to put myself second because she needed to be put first. But if I kept putting her first, how could I be there to support her? How could I be there to fill out every single paper? How could I be there to make decisions so she could live if I didn't take care of me? How could I do that? So my nose was just above water. I was barely breathing. And when she got okay, I got sick. I got sick. And I came home and I just curled up in my bed like I was an infant, struggling to process what had happened in the past 30 days because it was all a fog. You can take this as a joke, but I'm telling you, it's real, my sisters. You keep playing around and not taking care of yourself. You will find yourself down and out. You keep allowing everybody and everybody's stuff to impact your happiness. You will turn into a bitter old woman, living in the coulda, shoulda, woulda. But happiness is possible. But it's going to require some different kind of work on your part. It's going to require you to think different, act different, look different, be different. It's going to require you to release some people, release some habits, and give yourself more of what she yearns for. Your ancestors struggled, so you did not have to. Don't drop the baton. When I accepted my gift and I had a spiritual conversation with Grandma Jenny, I knew this journey was not about me. It was about all of the phenomenal women that I would encounter on this journey. And the impact that I would be able to make in some small way for them to hold that baton in their hand that their ancestors had given them. To keep pushing forward, to not give up, to do some things that they were not able to do. Have authentic conversations unapologetically without biting your tongue. And to live. One of the messages that I received was very clear. Very clear. She said, "We're tired. We're tired. And it's your turn to take over." She didn't say, "It's your turn to take over, Tina." She said, "Me and my girlfriends, my sisters, we're tired. We laid this groundwork for all of you. Now it's your turn to fulfill whatever your dream of happiness is. It's your turn. So giving up is not an option. Yes, you're going to fall down. You're going to fall down a number of times. But we're going to be here to lift each and every one of you up. Our blood is running through your veins, so don't you give up. But you're going to have to do a better job than you're doing right now. You're going to have to do better than us. You don't have to be the same. You have to be better. I took it to heart. My visions take me back in time. And I observe what they endured back in their time. Even when I go, not so far back, but when I go back to when my grandmother, and I'm like, Nana raised 9 kids and me. Anybody else here can raise 9 kids, 10 kids? It's a little challenging. But she did it. Through the struggles. Through the 60s. We think we got it bad now. They had it bad back then. Some of the shit they came out through and out of, it would have made most of us lose our mind. This is your season. And you can choose to live your best life, again, according to you, or you can just exist. You can stand tall. It's not arrogance. It isn't. It's confidence. Or you can cave in and be meek. But if at the end of the day you want this happiness, it's going to require you be healed and healthy. It's going to require you to do some work. It's going to require you to Create the plan and implement the plan. And get out of your own way. If I can support you in any of those areas, I encourage you to connect with me at tinachines.com. I would say you can message me, but I know what's going to happen. It's going to get an influx, and I'm only going to send you to tinachines.com. If this message spoke to you, I encourage you to click the like or love button. Click the love button. And share it with another phenomenal woman. I'm quite sure she's ready to be healed, healthy, and happy. I wish you all an amazing day. Take care.